Hi and welcome to Our Small Table. Today we're making mini spaghetti pies. Here's our finished dish. Let's see how we got here. Now there are several ways to measure long dry pasta. I don't really want to pay for a pasta measurer, which is one of those plastic things with a hole in it of various circumferences, and then you slide the plastic over your chunk of pasta to see how much is a serving. What I've done is I have a little bit of ribbon marked with tape measure, and you can kind of see that there's some black seeping through. It's because I've written in permanent marker on the back of it that a single 2-ounce serving is 2 1/8 inch circumference, and then I can multiply that up, and all I do is wrap it around the pasta and see how much I've got, and then I can add or take away until I have the right circumference. And this can just go into my drawer for the next use. You can also use just a piece of string that's been either marked with ink or has knots tied into it at the different circumference lengths, and it's much cheaper and easier to store than just an extra piece of plastic. However, I don't need that dry pasta because I have already made the pasta, and we're going to add beaten egg, and grated Parmesan, and get that well incorporated. Of course, when you cook small shaped pasta, the rolling boil will keep it moving pretty well and keep it apart from itself while it's cooking. But for long pasta, angel hair, spaghetti, bucatini, all of those, they'll clump together in the water. And so, especially at the beginning of the cooking, you need to try and do some stirring to keep it apart, especially for something like this where it's going to need to separate from itself. Move some of our bowls out of the way here. I'm using mini pie pans because I have mini pie pans. If you don't have mini pie pans, then just use custard cups, whatever fits the right size about and is oven safe. You just want to kind of divide the pasta as best as you can. It's a little bit difficult because, like I said, it does stick to itself, and it is now well coated in egg. If you have a 7-inch pie pan, you can always do one larger spaghetti pie instead of 2 mini pies. It still serves 2 people. I only have a 9-inch pie pan, and this would not be large enough to fill my 9-inch pie pan, which is why I'm doing minis. I just kind of want to make a well in the bottom. Because my pie pans are so very non-stick and I have sprayed them with cooking spray, even though the instructions in the recipe say to press up the sides of the pie pan, it's not really going to work that way because the egg-covered pasta is just not going to stick. But we don't want to lose any of that delicious Parmesan if we can help it. So, as best as we can, make these into pie crust shape, and then set these aside, and we're going to move over to the stovetop. Okay, we've got the pork sausage and the onion nicely browned here. So, place our spoon aside, and we're going to add tomato sauce and sour cream. This is my own tomato tomato sauce that I'm adding. I grew the tomatoes, I made the sauce, and I canned it, which frankly is the most satisfying thing. And I do it in half pints because I don't ever really need much more than that for a recipe that serves 2 people. Get that in there. And sour cream. And Italian seasoning. I'm going to let this reduce just a moment while I clear away some of my dirty dishes. The oven has been preheating to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And it has just clicked on to the correct temperature. So we just want to spoon this into our crusts. And once it's in, it's going to go into the oven for about 15-20 minutes. Once it's heated all the way through, at that point, I'll take it out, sprinkle it with mozzarella cheese, and put it back in for about 2 to 3 more minutes to melt the cheese. And we'll be back when that is done. And here it is. Thanks for joining me at OurSmallTable. The recipe I've used today is linked in the video description and is available at OurSmallTable.com. Next time we're making spicy chicken tenders, so click subscribe so you don't miss out.